The LEF1 smartwatch has been my first foray into any smartwatch territory, and my experience has been interesting. Firstly, the smartwatch is very pretty. It comes in either a gunmetal black option or the silver option, which has a tan band and is the one I went for, and both look really nice. In fact, the design is probably the standout feature of this smartwatch. In a day and age where smartwatches can often look tacky and unfashionable, this watch really shines. The top unit is made out of a soft touch metal which looks really nice on the wrist, and the bands are made out of something that looks and feels very much like leather, but I can't actually confirm whether or not that is actually the case. Either way, the combination of brown and silver really does fall in line with what we see in fashion branded watches these days, and so if design is your thing, then this smartwatch is definitely worth considering. The display on top is a 1.39 inch AMOLED screen with a resolution of 400 by 400, which is really nice. The blacks are nice and dark, the colors are rich and punchy, and it gets reasonably bright as well, which means it's quite good for outdoor use. Definitely not the best, but very reasonable indeed. It comes running the MediaTek 6580 quad-core chipset inside, and it also comes stacked with 512 megabytes of RAM, along with 8 gigabytes of internal storage. There is also a 3G nano card SIM slot underneath, which means the watch doesn't require a phone to send or receive messages or to make phone calls. In terms of day-to-day use, the LEF1 smartwatch is running Android 5.1 Lollipop, which has obviously been heavily modified to work on this size of a display, and whilst it doesn't run off Android Wear, the software for the most part is quite fluid and easy to use. There are heaps and heaps of watch faces to choose from, ranging from subtle to over the top, but I tend to prefer the darker ones as they look really nice on the AMOLED screen. Apart from that, navigation is fairly seamless and easy. A swipe to the left will show any notifications, a swipe down will give you the date and some additional device information, and a swipe right from there will give you access to some quick toggles for changing a variety of settings. A third swipe to the right from there will also display your current footstep count. Swiping right from the watch face will open up the quick launcher menu, which is super extensive, but animations for the most part are smooth and visually pleasing. It's a nice experience. Down the bottom of this section, we have a switch platform menu, which means this watch can run with both Android and iOS devices, which is great. There are some slight hiccups and bugs in the software from time to time, but like I said, for the most part, it's a fairly smooth experience. One of my biggest issues with this watch is that connectivity between a phone and the smartwatch can sometimes be hit and miss. Firstly, the connection process isn't the most straightforward. It needs an app from the Play Store, and you need to have Bluetooth turned on for it to connect, and whilst notifications come through just fine when it is connected, there have been a few occasions where the watch is disconnected from the phone, and then it can take some effort to get it reconnected. It doesn't make the watch unusable by any means, but it's just one of those annoyances that come from using a system that isn't quite as reliable as Android Wear. In terms of battery life, the 350 mAh battery will most likely get you through the day just fine, but there's no chance of making it through anything more than that, and so you definitely will need to charge it each and every night. The charging system isn't the most elegant either. It magnetically connects to this 4-pin charger, but it does need to be on just the right angle for it to charge properly, and there have been a few instances where I have thought it was charging, but then turned it around to realize that it in fact was not. Now, if you experience these issues on a high-end smartwatch, then I'd probably suggest spending your money elsewhere, but here's the thing. This smartwatch costs only $95. For that price, it's really hard to get too upset at these issues. It really does feel like a premium smartwatch without the astronomical price tag, and so if you're yet to make your move into the smartwatch arena, then this could be the smartwatch for you. Link is below if you're interested.